Hi everyone. Today let's talk about how to solve the questions about one of the types of the IELTS writing task 1 line graph. So here are some tips for line graph. First, try to write 4 paragraphs. Introduction, summary of main points, 2 detailed paragraphs. So let's use an example to illustrate that. Here's a graph, and the first graph is about introduction. So it tells us the line graph compares the percentage of people in 3 countries who used the internet between 1999 and 2009. So it tells us what this graph compares, right? It's an introduction. And the second paragraph is supposed to be the summary paragraph. And at this time, don't give numbers in this paragraph because numbers are specific details. Just mention general things like overall change, highest, lowest, without giving specific figures. So let's check how this writer shows us. It is clear that the proportion of the population who used the internet increased in each country over the period shown. Very summary. Overall summary. A much larger percentage of Canadians and Americans had access to the internet in comparison with Mexicans, and Canada experienced the fastest growth in internet usage. So it used the word overall to show this is a summary paragraph, and in comparison with, which shows we are comparing. And there is one tip about this. Never describe each line separately. The examiner wants to see comparisons. So we are supposed to do comparisons instead of describing each line separately. Let's continue. Well, let's continue with the 2 detailed paragraphs. Before that, let's go back to check tips. We are supposed to pay attention to some specific years, which is first, last, and special years. By special, I mean that it's a peak or significant rise or fall. And at this time, we are supposed to describe details. And at this time, pay attention to not use the past simple increased fail for past years. I mean, we are supposed to use past simple, and we are supposed to use will or is expected or predicted to for future years. Yeah, so let's go back and check. What does it say? In 1999, the proportion of people using the internet in the USA was about 20%. Which you can see here, it's the highest kind of. The figures for Canada and Mexico were lower. Comparisons at about 10% and 5% respectively. Comparisons and specific numbers. In 2005, this is kind of a special year too, because at this time you can see there is some change, like the 2 of the numbers are same, and this is kind of a change too. So we describe like this. In 2005, internet usage in both the USA and Canada rose to around 70% of the population, while the figure for Mexico reached just over 25%. And the last paragraph, we still give details. By 2009, the percentage of internet users was highest in Canada. So this is last year, right? Almost 100% of Canadians used in the internet, compared to about 80% of Americans and only 40% of Mexicans. So give specific numbers and also do comparisons. You are supposed to do them together at the same time. So this is the end.